Here is the truth bomb. Your biceps do not magically melt into belly fat, and your quads do not morph into love handles. According to a position stand from the American College of Sports Medicine in the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal, muscle and fat are fundamentally different tissues and cannot convert into each other. In this video, we will unpack what really happens when you stop training, why muscle shrinks, why fat can creep up, and how to hold the line with very little time. You will also see the science of muscle memory from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences Journal and Scientific Reports Journal. Quick disclaimer before we dive in. This video is educational only and not medical advice. If you have an injury or condition, talk to your licensed professional. Stay with me until the end for a practical 20-minute bonus routine you can use anywhere, even in a hotel room. Ready? Let us start with the biology. Muscle fibers, called myocytes, and fat cells, called adipocytes, are different cell lineages. According to the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal, myocytes contract, store glycogen, and respond to load. Adipocytes store triglycerides and respond to energy surplus. There is no biological pathway where a muscle fiber becomes a fat cell or vice versa, as summarized in the Muscles Journal. What you actually see during inactivity is two separate processes: muscle atrophy, which is a decrease in fiber cross-sectional area, and fat storage, which is an increase in adipocyte size. This is why people feel softer after time off. Next, let us connect this cell biology to what your mirror shows during breaks. When you stop training, muscle protein synthesis drops and the fiber slowly shrinks. According to evidence discussed in the Muscles Journal, this atrophy is measurable over weeks, not days. Meanwhile, your daily movement decreases, so you burn fewer calories. The Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal explains that non-exercise activity thermogenesis, also called NEAT, can fall dramatically, creating a surplus if you keep eating like you are still training hard. APLOSONE paper on athletes reports body fat can rise during detraining even when lean mass only dips modestly. So two sliders move opposite ways. Size down for muscle, storage up for fat. Now, how fast do these changes unfold? In the International Journal of Exercise Science, trained youth who paused for about 3 weeks showed little to no strength loss, highlighting short-term resilience. In the Muscles Journal, multiple studies show 4 to 8 weeks off leads to measurable muscle size decline, with strength beginning to slip. By 8 to 12 plus weeks without maintenance, the Journal of Gerontology reports most of the extra gains regress toward baseline. The pattern is simple. Short breaks are forgiving. Months off without stimulus are not. Next up, cardio fitness behaves differently and falls faster. Cardiorespiratory fitness is more fragile. A review in the Frontiers in Physiology journal shows approximately 5 to 10% VO₂max decline within 2 to 4 weeks off, largely from lower plasma volume and stroke volume. By 4 to 8 weeks, losses commonly reach 10 to 20% as mitochondrial enzymes downshift. The World Health Organization reminds us that frequent moderate activity preserves a surprising amount of fitness even in busy seasons. Quick call to action. If you want more science-based deep dives like this, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next breakdown. Now, let us talk metabolism. Resting metabolic rate changes little in the short term unless you lose significant lean mass, as discussed in the Journal of Applied Physiology. The real calorie drop comes from less movement and no training sessions, which the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal attributes to lower NEAT and exercise energy expenditure. A practical example using Journal of Applied Physiology numbers. If your day now burns 300 to 500 fewer calories, keeping food the same can add roughly 0.45 kilograms of fat per week. The math explains the mirror, but metabolism is only part of health. What about blood sugar control? When muscles move less, they take up less glucose, and insulin sensitivity worsens. The Diabetes Journal shows even a week of strict bed rest causes marked insulin resistance in healthy adults. The Journal of Gerontology documents myosteatosis, meaning fat inside and around muscle, during inactivity, which interferes with insulin signaling. The Frontiers in Physiology Journal also notes that retraining rapidly improves insulin sensitivity because muscle contractions drive glucose uptake independent of insulin. Translation: even small amounts of movement are powerful medicine. Now, for the good news, your body remembers. Hypertrophy adds extra myonuclei to muscle fibers, donated by satellite cells. In a landmark study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences journal, those myonuclei persisted during detraining in mice and enabled faster regrowth later. Human work aligns. The presence of retained myonuclei means more protein factories are ready when you return. This is why many lifters regain size and strength much quicker the second time. Think of it as installing extra engines that stay bolted in. But memory is not only hardware, it is also software. According to a paper published in the Scientific Reports journal, resistance training leaves epigenetic marks, such as DNA methylation changes, that prime growth genes for quicker activation on retraining. The Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise journal also shows neural adaptations like motor unit recruitment patterns do not vanish overnight, so skill comes back rapidly. Together, these effects explain the fast comeback many people experience after a layoff. Next, who loses faster and who needs extra care? Older adults face anabolic resistance, meaning their muscles respond less to the same dose of protein or training. The Journal of Gerontology reports that short inactivity can cause proportionally larger strength and size losses in seniors, and regain can be slower. The Journal of Applied Physiology encourages higher per meal protein and slightly more frequent muscle stimulus for older adults even during breaks. The World Health Organization also emphasizes daily movement for healthy aging. The plan works for everyone, but the dose needs tweaking with age. What about sex differences? According to analyses in the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise journal, men and women show broadly similar relative detraining patterns. Strength is quite resilient short-term. Size drifts slowly, and endurance falls faster. The Journal of Gerontology notes postmenopausal women may benefit from special attention to protein quality and resistance work to counter lower estrogen support. The practical message remains the same. Small, regular signals preserve gains. Now, let us talk about the minimum dose that actually works. Good news: you can maintain a lot with very little. The Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise journal reports that one full body session per week can maintain most strength for several weeks if effort is high. The Muscles journal summarizes that 1 to 2 hard sets per muscle group, taken near technical failure, are often enough to hold size in the short term. Keep intensity high when frequency is low, and choose big compound moves to cover more muscle with fewer exercises. If heavy loading is not possible, we still have options. When joints need a break or equipment is limited, isometric holds can preserve strength, as discussed in the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise journal. The Frontiers in Physiology journal shows that blood flow restriction combined with very light loads can help maintain muscle size and strength when heavy lifting is off the table. Bands, cuffs, and static holds are practical during travel or rehab. These strategies keep the signal alive until you return to normal training. Cardio also has an easy maintenance mode. The World Health Organization highlights that accumulating short bouts like 10 to 15 minutes of brisk walking preserves health. The Frontiers in Physiology journal reports that a single weekly high-intensity interval block can maintain a surprising amount of VO₂max for a few weeks. Climbing stairs, cycling sprints, or short walk intervals keep your engine primed without long sessions. Sprinkle these into commutes or lunch breaks to protect your heart and lungs. Now, fuel matters. Let us set protein and meals. To protect muscle during a break, the Journal of Applied Physiology recommends 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. Hitting about 0.4 to 0.5 grams per kilogram per meal helps reach the leucine threshold that triggers muscle protein synthesis, according to the same journal. The Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise journal supports continuing creatine monohydrate if you already use it, as it may aid lean mass retention. Think lean proteins, consistent meals, and steady coverage across the day. Calories are the next lever. Because you burn less, matching intake to lower output prevents unwanted fat gain. The World Health Organization emphasizes whole foods, fiber, and portion awareness for effortless control. The Journal of Applied Physiology suggests keeping protein high while trimming excess fats and refined carbs if the scale drifts upward. Alcohol and late-night snacking add stealth calories that hinder recovery and sleep. Eat like an active person on a light day, not like a bulking day. Speaking of sleep, it is a hidden superpower now. The Journal of Applied Physiology links short sleep to worse insulin sensitivity and higher hunger signals, making fat gain more likely during inactivity. The same journal explains that high stress and elevated cortisol can increase muscle breakdown and promote central fat storage. The World Health Organization recommends 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep and daily relaxation practices. Use breathing drills, light evening walks, and consistent bedtimes to protect hormones while you recover. Now, why do studies sometimes disagree on detraining? The Diabetes Journal shows bed rest causes rapid losses, while the International Journal of Exercise Science reports free living breaks are far milder, so context explains big differences. The Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal notes, uncontrolled diet and NEAT can swing results, and the Journal of Gerontology shows imaging methods differ in sensitivity. Some detect fat infiltration without big-size changes. Put simply, study designs vary, but the overall story is consistent. Use it or slowly lose it, and small signals go a long way. Time for your bonus. Warm up for 2 minutes with marching in place and arm circles. Then perform 2 rounds of the following, each as 1 to 2 hard sets close to technical failure. Push-ups or elevated push-ups. Split squats per leg, hip hinge with backpack or slow-tempo body weight, and a 1-minute plank. Finish with 5 times 1-minute brisk walk or stair climb intervals with 1 minute easy between, as supported by the Frontiers in Physiology Journal and the World Health Organization guidance. The Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal indicates this minimal plan preserves a lot in busy weeks. If you are finding value, please subscribe so you do not miss the next science-based routine. Here is the truth that matters. According to the American College of Sports Medicine in the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise Journal, muscles do not turn into fat. During inactivity, muscle fibers shrink while fat stores grow if calories exceed burn. The Journal of Applied Physiology and the World Health Organization show that protein targets, daily steps, and short bouts keep you on track. The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences Journal and Scientific Reports Journal explain why your comeback is faster than your first climb. Myonuclei and epigenetic memory give you a head start. You now know what actually works and why it matters. Keep a tiny weekly routine. Eat enough protein, move a little every day, sleep well, and return strong with confidence. Comment below with the next myth or topic you want us to investigate, and share this with a friend who needs encouragement today.